I want some love too. What should I be pretend to get people to engage? My heart's broken. Nobody's liking my post. Sucks. Sucks bad. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. On this episode, we're going to talk about what does it take to get engagement on LinkedIn? Why is nobody showing love to your posts? And especially on this Valentine's Day, I know you're out there. You want to find some love. You want to get some love too, right? Well, I'm going to give you some ideas of how you can get some love from your LinkedIn posts. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, it's designed to be able to help you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline with quality opportunities, as well as helping you double your close rate, at least double. These episodes that I do on Wednesdays, they're short, sweet, they're 5 minutes, and I'm going to dive right in because I want to give you some insights today that's going to help you when it comes to posting content. Now, if you want to connect with me even further, get more awesome, dope content, find me on LinkedIn, where I'm posting a lot. And also on Fridays, I do an audio live event every Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. When it comes to the content you're posting on LinkedIn, the first thing I want you to understand, if your content isn't good enough, people are not going to like it. If content is not good enough, people are not going to like it. So what I mean by this is that you need to go back and look at who your ideal customer, who are the people you're trying to get to engage on those posts. And the biggest thing that I can tell you that many sellers miss, they often don't even think about, is this one concept. What are those prospects thinking about? So the very first thing I want you to go back to is, I'm giving you 3 tips on this one. The first one I want to you think about is top of funnel. What are some of the common questions, the common discussion points that happen when you meet with a prospect for a very first conversation? I mean, very initial conversation. What are some of those things that they bring up? How does your service work? How much does it cost? Why do I need to do that? I don't think this is something that we need to do right now. Anything that they bring up that you're trying to figure out, we want to know how to, use CRM better. We want to know how to do blah, blah, blah. Any of those discussions, not the objections, but any of the things that they have interest in, those are things you should be focusing on top of funnel. So let me give you an example for me. So one of the things that people will ask, at the beginning, they're having a conversation. They're trying to get my team to do more on LinkedIn. I'm trying to figure out how my team could have more conversation from LinkedIn. I'm trying to figure out how my team could close more deals from LinkedIn. Have you seen me create content on that? Abso-freaking-lutely, because those are things that come at top of the funnel. Maybe emails are not working as great for us. Cold callings are not. We don't know how to. Cold calling is not being effective these days. Well, all of those things are content ideas. Those are things that people crave. So in your industry, whether it's insurance or whether it's in software, whether it's in manufacturing, what are those top of funnel things? Those are the pieces of things that you should be creating content on. Now you know the answer to those all already, right? When they ask you those questions, just like you would answer those questions in person, you answer those suckers on LinkedIn as well in a form of a post. Easy peasy. Number 2 relates back to that. And this one is the objections. Think about the objections that people tell you. Well, I can't afford that, or we don't qualify for something like this. Our business isn't big enough. We're not a good fit for this type of stuff. We already have a vendor. Like any of those, you can take those and reword them into a nice LinkedIn post. And the way what I mean by this, if you think about it, how do you overcome those objections? One of the strategies that I've learned is a feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. So maybe you start off that post. Let's say you're focusing on selling a CRM, maybe like HubSpot or something like that. You're selling the CRM, and some of the buyers you're connecting with saying that, Donald, I don't think I can. I don't need a CRM. I'm excited with my Excel document. So that's an objection that you're getting. How do you go about handling that? So the first thing I want you to think about is the feel. Address their common concerns. So at the top of that post, write that out. I don't need a CRM. I love Excel. Excel is good enough, ... Now, that's going to be at the top of that post when people are scrolling on LinkedIn and they're going to want to click on that to see more. Underneath that, then you want to write the feel part. You're not going to write out feel. You're going to say something to the nature of, I know many of you feel that many of you SMBs or many of you small business owners, many of you entrepreneurs, many of you startups probably feel the same exact way, the feel. Then they go into the felt. Most of my clients who are SMBs or small businesses felt the same exact way. They felt the same exact way because, and then go into the because, Why did they feel that way? Because the company wasn't big enough. They didn't have a lot of data. They wanted to keep it simple. They didn't have a big budget. Write that out. And then found. What they found, however, and you go into the found saying that the CRM was way easier and it wasn't costing them an arm and a leg. And here are 3 things that you can take away from it. 1, Excel you'll lose data. 2, Excel doesn't have the follow-up. 3, Excel is really clunky and harder to use and wastes a lot more time. I'm curious to hear from you guys. Are any of you still using Excel? And if so, are any of you using Excel? And then just leave it as a yes or no question. They're going to respond to that type of post. But that's an easy one. You can do that with any objections that you have. Use that feel, felt, found. Powerful strategy. See it outlined in the show notes. Now, the third one is curated content. These are things that your prospects are thinking about, problems that they have, and you can go to third-party sources to get insights regarding these and bring them back. So you might see a news article about 5 ways to retain employees. Most of your customers, every one of our customers these days, everybody in the world trying to figure out how to keep employees. Employee retention is a tough one. Well, can you go about talking about that? Can you share some insights relative to that? And it's an easy peasy, powerful one that you could take advantage of. 3 simple ways there of how you can write amazing content and post. 1, top of funnel ideas or discussion points. 2, objections you get early on. And then number 3, curated content, insights that answer questions or challenges your prospect have. And you don't have to write those. Get a blog from somewhere else, share it, and put your 2 cents on it. I thought this was really great. I think it can really help you when it comes to finding employees or keeping employees. Boom. Come on. Got them all day. Hit me up. If you want to learn more, you can go to our website, and you can see at the bottom where we have our LinkedIn prospecting made easy. We have some tips and some ideas that you can take advantage of. You can use those, and you can find amazing success. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. As always, I want you to thrive. I want you to succeed. I want you to raise your level of thinking. I want you to go out and do big things. See you in the next one.